morning, as it is October the 31st. Happy Halloween, should I say? As, who needs a costume when you're just coming and showing up in person? To tell the truth, the conversation has not happened. I am so concerned that my people, the black people, even though they are meeting over there in historic West Side, it's not a public conversation. No, boo, because you're not inclusive of all the black people who live everywhere in Henderson, in Summerlin, in Clark County. I mean, they just have all these little different niches, and we have people who have made it. That's right. That's right, because that Mary that was on the Supreme, she was living here in Las Vegas, and guess what? She died. She had a heart attack due to some uncircumstances like COVID or some shit. But I'm saying, guess what? When we're living in a nation where we don't own our own content and people can limit your ability to do outreach in your community because they don't even invite you to the table. Hell no, you're not invited. And then when you go to the meeting, they're only discussing bits and pieces. That's not public information, boo. Public information is where we're all sitting down looking at the data. And under Title I, it says you sit down at the school site council and discuss how you spent the money and who's benefiting, but who's not. But in the law, we have a head start. And it's amazing that this is 2024. And the Negro people are not demanding that we are included in the measurement of outcomes of the maintenance of effort because guess what? The seed is being sowed. There are Head Start centers here in Henderson. I understand maybe even if it's only one, the partnership with the city of Henderson, providing the rooms for early start and early childhood. But we don't know who the assessors are of the people who would be required to analyze these children and determine if they can have, if they just to understand their speech and language development. I mean, but these are all questions. And guess what? I don't care how I look, how I'm coming to you. These are questions that you need to think about. And that's just reality. And so the election is in 5 days. They're hoping that you don't show up to the polls. They're hoping that you vote Republican. But I'm sorry, 2020, that Project 2025 does exist. And it eliminates the public oversight and also the federal oversight. And let's just understand, there are rules on the book all across America. Hello, Santa Buck. And the rules are being applied. And if you haven't sat down and don't even understand what the rules are the rules are the rules and the rules are the rules. And failure's not an option. And I notice that TikTok is so welcoming and everybody's on TikTok. So many black souls on TikTok with little to share. But for those who do have something to share, know that we live in this one nation under God, indivisible, but it's somehow not liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much for subscribing. We're in control of this next piece. The next piece says that we are running the wave. And what we choose to do is not what they're saying is happening, but actually generating our own narrative. This morning I woke up to see Karen Hunter interviewing Sister Souljah. And I'm saying, finally, it's not Phil Donahue. You get it? And then she talks about the books that she was able to write, and she has a publisher, and her books and her content is global. So she's sustaining her family on that. But guess what? It's not a duplication of who we are. She's hoping to wake up someone, and through her shared experience, somehow you understand that it is you, and only you, and it is we the people. And if we the people ain't been around for long enough, well, what can I say? It happens as shit happens every day. So, I'm going to tell you 5 days into the election. I'm going to tell you, we the people are on the ballot. How is special education on the ballot here in Clark County? I just really want to know. Simply because we had IDEA 2004. We have special education, and special education is the golden ticket. Well, hell, it's just Burger King compared to what you're getting, because you get it your way, but only if you know that you have a right to have it your way. Pimping ain't easy, and I always say GOTDAM, somebody gotta do it. And I guess I can't stay here long because people don't have long enough attention spans. But I'm gonna say, in the year of 2024, let yourself be heard. Failure is not an option. Aren't you tired, sick and tired of failing to comply and understanding new people die every day? Why? Oh, they failed to comply. What is compliance in 2024 when blacks have been slaves and are not controlling the measured maintenance of outcomes for the investment that we all pay? We all pay taxes. So wake up in 2024. Bullshit. You paying something, and even if you ain't paying physically, if you provide a service for someone, you are in the tax base. I mean, we are just the harvest. Microsoft said it first. Bing, bing, bing. Human capital. So live up to that. Understand that you are valuable, and what you say makes a difference. And we're running this narrative. I mean, they've taken away our pennies on Anchor and was it? I was on Anchor getting pennies, and I was over there on Wisdom, whatever, and they changed the whole thing. They made Wisdom some kind of weight loss engineering tool, and I don't know how people are losing weight, but people have to admit who they are, and so many people can't communicate. I am on, however, Citizen Anderson over there on Podbeam, where there are at least 10 or 12 call-in spots, so you can check out Podbeam, and then you could actually have your own channel. Hell, share your worth. We all have a story to tell in America in 2024. Don't let someone else tell your story. Share it yourself. It is the journey. It is the challenge. Why is it that we don't know anything about how many 3-year-olds were African American that were ready to enter into early start, according to the Department of Health and Human Services, according to the nation, and according to Biden-Harris administration. They said all 3-year-olds will be enrolled in an educational program in 2024. Well, it's election time. What do you know? You don't know shit? Well then, I mean, come on now. That's what civic engagement is all about. And then we don't know the graduation rates, but I know the Every Child Succeed Act. If you just go online and listen to the changes that were made under ESSER, Every Child Succeed Act, and Obama said, and if you didn't graduate with 8th grade education, then you too will qualify for 2 years of training with food and supplemental resources. And I'm saying, well, it's the responsibility of the state. But then when you don't understand that we use the census every 10 years and we count the number of afflicted people in every territory, and then we push back that money to the local community, and then it's the people that you put in front, the ones that you elected, the ones that will not meet with you, because I promise you, I have lived here in Clark County for more than 5 years, and I have not sat down and had a talkie-talk to any Negro who is elected in office. And don't you understand how that is a disparate impact based on being black? I'm just being marginalized, but I don't care, because I don't have to be, because I'm successful as a parent. I have 3 sons, and guess what? No, I am in Las Vegas, Washington State. I have friends up there in Washington. I actually have a cousin up there in Washington. And y'all have just as much technology problems as I do down here. I mean, for so long, owning the phone. Well, hell, why do you buy a phone if you can't own it? When you stream, you can't find your streams. And guess what? I started streaming on Facebook, and over there on Facebook and on YouTube, because I purchased that app. What is it called? Zoom. Come on and Zoom. And you can stream live on Zoom and share the screen. And they have all these tools for $100 and something. And then guess what? You don't have to meet the guidance of, what is it? We're on YouTube, right? You don't have to have so many followers. You can start building capacity. And it's just you. In this world, when you know who you are, as Gil Scott said, the revolution would never be televised, because when you woke up and you realized that you were part of the harvest too, you realized that the seeds that you must sow based on your journey, because I don't know what you went through, but I do know what I've went through. And that's just real. And we are only humans and failure should not be an option. But if special education is on the ballot here in Nevada in 2024, I said, well, what happened to IDEA? And what happened to, it was ideal, and it was 2024. IDEA, 1997 it was. And I believe in 1998, they said that we were going to end social promotion. And now this is the year where they are not able to promote children who are not at reading level by the third grade. They are being required to hold them back. But if they have to hold them back, they have to educate them. They have to provide double the resources. And I'm telling you, they're in a pickle here where children were just missing and when COVID hit, and they didn't have any idea where these people were. Because guess what? They were just harvesting. And the harvest is you, boo. But if you didn't understand, oh, I don't do politics. Well, what is politics? It's the oversight and the measuring of the maintenance of effort of how the money comes back to your community and what you said they did and what you know they did and didn't do. But if ain't shit happening for you, boo, too bad, because you failed to step up, just like we are forced to understand failure to comply is death. And they say, well, if he only had complied. What is compliance in 2024 when they can say, I'm sorry. What can they say? I'm sorry, but you might not be meeting the minimal qualifications of what? Being a citizen? I'm just sick of it all, because all 3-year-olds were supposed to be enrolled in an educational program in 2024, according to the Biden-Harris administration. And what happened to the oversight? And what happened to the people? We, the people, have failed to thrive. And if you're failing to thrive, just as Kaiser says, don't fail to thrive. Come on in and dive. Just dive right on in. Make yourself known and understand that AB 469, no, it was a Senate Bill 469. Go look it up. Just like you have to look up habitual disciplinary problem on the internet, and only Nevada has a description of a habitual disciplinary problem. And that's just what it is. But if your child has been labeled with that, then you're not getting any services, and it's unfortunate because you don't understand that special education is Burger King in America. And it is we the people that determine what the Burger King, have it your way. But there are all these resources that everyone must access. Access is the word, to ensure accessibility for all children. And failure will never be an option again. Not in America, not today, not yesterday. We're going to make up for lost time. And so I'm going to tell you, as failure is not an option, and this is the year that all states were required to rewrite their McKinney-Vento, their community service block grant. All of that had to be rewritten. And they had to come and seek communication from the public. What local control, boo. And then guess what? You people just failed to show up. And then you're talking about voting for the Donald who said he would end all federal oversight, and that would be over the FDA. It's not like we're not importing this cheap-ass shit from China that's killing us, and it's we the people. But it is our own government that has failed us, because we are the ones that put these people in charge locally and then pretend we have no power. All the power resides in you. Get out and vote in 2024. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. We need to count every American, and such a small number of Americans have been running this country for so very long. Know that you choose to do what it is you choose to do, and you have sown the seeds. So let's reap the harvest in 2024. Y'all, check out my podcast over there on Spotify. It is called Parent Empowerment Half an Hour. Or you can find me, Citizen Anderson, at least once or twice a day over there on Podbeam, because it is up to us to understand that we have to communicate. We can't just hate each other. Sowing seeds and reaping harvest is what we do. So y'all have a blessed day now. I'm out.